And hello to all my friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent. I'm here to do your mid-month update reading for October 2021. I have 3 different tarot card decks we're going to be using for today and 2 Angel Oracle card decks. They are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time, so this is going to be a rapid-fire, very fast-paced reading and spread. And we're going to get through the signs really quick. If you'd like to skip ahead to your sign, I do have that in the description, a little timestamp there, so you can jump right to that chapter. Now let's get started. We're going to start with Virgo. Virgo is first. Ritual cuts, puts the decks in different set of order there, into thirds, puts it back together, then they're ready to run. So let's see what we have for Virgo for October mid-month. For Virgo, the first thing they want to talk about is a brand new beginning with work, enterprise, business, or area of study. For a lot of you, this is something brand new that's coming in or ability to come in right toward the middle of the month. This is a good time to expand business or anything business-oriented. Enterprise, like I said, area of study. It's a good time to do anything new in this work corner of yours, even if it's finding a new job or pursuing some kind of new endeavor or a different job or even like a promotion or getting more responsibility. All that kind of stuff comes up here. They show that there's a lot of different options here. There's a lot of different ways you Virgos can take this right now, and a lot of you have a tendency to hang on to just one and kind of limit yourself. So they're asking you to expand perhaps a little bit and broaden your horizons, broaden your expectations perhaps, and don't just hang on to this one idea. Kind of spread it out. And because there's a lot of different ways you can take it. And of course, not all of those are ideal for you, but having options is a very good thing. So that's what we have for Virgo. Next up, we have Cancer. Cancer mid-month. Okay, interestingly enough, we have another ace. This time it is inverted. So for Cancer here, they're talking about they want you to think of some kind of new idea right here in the beginning, or in the middle of the month, rather, I should say. They really want you to start thinking of new ideas in regards to work. So again, we're talking about work. Different sign, but same kind of themes here. But this is not so much the time to start work like I just described for Virgo. This is the time to think about it. They really want you to start thinking about it because a lot of you are moving toward this crossroad, and your work corner does expand out. It could be retirement for some of you, depending if you're of that age or not, or even college courses. There's just so many different ways you can take this. But your work corner is at a crux point right now, or it's approaching one very fast. For a lot of you, they're saying you're already there. So they really want you to start paying attention to this. They don't want you to hang on to old ideas for too long. That is a common theme that we just talked about in Virgo. So there is a blend over here between the Virgos and Cancers right here in the middle of the month. So they want you to start thinking of new ideas. They want you to brainstorm. It's kind of like a light bulb effect. They want you to break free from these old ideas and start thinking of new stuff. So a lot of divine inspiration can also be happening right now toward the middle of the month. So pay attention to your thoughts, your dreams, things that occur to you, opportunities that other people present to you as far as business and enterprise, because all that stuff exists very well right now toward the middle of your October. So there we go for Cancer. Next up we have Taurus. Taurus mid-month. Taurus needs an extra card. Let's see why. For Taurus, the middle of the month, a lot of you are learning through your lessons are repeating in your life right now. A lot of you are just kind of like looking at it from afar, kind of like, I don't even really want to deal with this. It's just like you just want to leave it alone and kind of like let it go away or something like that. But it's saying that it's probably not going to go away on its own. You have to address this. This is a kind of returning karma for some of you. It's kind of the monkey on your back. It's that thing that you just got to get rid of so you can move on. And it's a repeating lesson, so it's going to be different for different Tauruses. But it's something that keeps coming up in your life, kind of like cyclical perhaps, or just over and over again. Something you just got to deal with, whether it's, toxic relationships or, standing your ground or whatever it is for you. It's really a repeating lesson in what's coming up right here in the middle of the month. But we do have some silver lining here. A lot of you are on a brand new journey. So the middle of this month here is a good opportunity to start new things. A lot of you are kind of getting over this kind of mental fog, if you will, of not really knowing where to go and what you want to do. So a lot of you are getting more decisive right here in the middle of the month. That's good to see too. And a lot of you are perhaps deciding what this new journey is going to be and how you're going to approach it. So really, we just got to get you past this little lesson repeating theme, and things will be very good for the rest of October. All things check in good there. And while I'm talking about that, let me just also give you just a little cautionary note. The Fool card is the new journey. anytime the Fool card comes up, it's just a message to also be a little cautious. Not really a time for risks right now for my Tauruses, so just play it safe through October. There we have Taurus. Next up we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius mid-month. Now Sagittarius is going to need a discard to see if we need to upright. Nope, we're going to run it the way it is. All right, so Sagittarius, they want me to run this completely blocked for you. That means we're going to tread on it perhaps a little lightly, or the themes might just be a little bit more general. They talk about an inaction in regards to work for a lot of you first. It describes it of two ways. Some of you are just not doing a lot with work, or your work corner is very kind of stalled out perhaps right here in the middle of the month, and that's okay if it is, because the advice is also inaction. So if you are a Sagittarius that's looking for work, or trying to expand your work, or go for a promotion, or get a raise, or anything like that, it's not the time for it. They're basically saying, like, not now. This is not the divine timing. Perhaps later. But right now it's saying that there's an inaction in regards to work, and it can be either of those two different scenarios that I put out. Going to be different for the different Sagittariuses. They really want you to take it slow with work. So the slow kind of reprieve, if it's, calming down from being a little busy or something like that, it's for a reason. You're going to experience this differently, but they really want you to slow it down. So any kind of get away from the chaos too in regards to work. If your work is still chaotic or still very busy, make sure you find that balancing ratio, that balancing aspect to things. They really want you to slow it down here in the middle of the month. So don't overwhelm yourself, don't work yourself to death. Make sure you have enough time for yourself. That's what we have for Sagittarius. And now we have to switch decks as we get into Aries. Switching of the decks. So that was good for that one. And now we're over here. All right, so Aries ritual cuts, and put it back together, and then they're ready to run. So here we have Aries, middle of the month. Aries requires an extra card as well. Okay, let's see why. The energy for Aries is coming in extremely clean. That's good to see. I like to see that. The first thing they talk about is the social card, social, emotional, love, health, all that kind of stuff falls into the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups in this deck is 2 people instead of 3. So a lot of times this is you going out with somebody else. Not like in a big group, but usually just you and a friend, or you and a loved one, or something like that. Socially, all that kind of stuff. For some of you, this can be drinking. That does come up under social, but it's a much rarer definition. So just make sure if you are drinking, socializing, going out, all these kind of things are well balanced. The next thing they show is that a lot of Aries are on a new journey. We just talked about this for another sign. Which was it? I want to say Cancer. But anyway, we have the Fool card in the same position. So this is a new journey, opportunity, right in the middle of the month here. So a lot of Aries can really kind of make this into something good. They can really, it comes with a cautionary note of just don't take risks right now. So again, we have a conservative message coming through from Spirit. This time it's for Aries. They really want you to just play it safe as you enter this new journey. A lot of you are making up your mind with things. So a lot of you have been on the fence or not really sure about things. So a lot of you are really getting decisive now in the middle of October. It's good to see. Spirit likes to see that. There's really not a whole lot of advice to it, except to continue that because it's so good. We want you to continue being strong mentally, your mental health, very, very strong. And we want a continuance of that as we move into November. So that's what we have for Aries. Next up, we have Capricorn. Capricorn is next, middle of the month, Capricorn. For Capricorn, a lot of you right now are taking great authority in your work corner. Very good to see. And if you're not, that is the advice. They want you to start taking great authority here, but they're showing a lot of you do really well at it. So we not only want you to continue to do so, but we want you to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing because there is more for you here. You can take this further. So don't limit yourself. Don't expect just marginal mediocrity. You can take this as far as you want to do this. This middle of the month grants a really good opportunity for you to do that. The next thing they show me is a blocked event or a small celebration of some form. So for some of you, this could be an event or a party. It could be blocked because it's just not happened yet, or it got delayed or something like that. Or if this goes back to the work message, it could mean that this celebration of the promotion or whatever you're going for, whatever ceiling that you're trying to elevate for yourself is just not here yet. So they want you to keep pushing through it, even though the result isn't here yet. And that's basically the message there. So that's very good there for Capricorn. Good things to see. Next we have Gemini. Gemini is next, middle of the month. Oh, Gemini is the first big theme. Okay, Gemini. Let's see what we got here. That's also moving into the yellow deck. Okay, for Gemini, they want to talk about first really a lack of authority in some area of your life. For some of you, this is financial and money being spent. For others of you, this is nurturing your work corner. So it's going to be kind of a split type of situation for the Geminis. It's going to be one or the other for you. They're letting me know that it's literally like a 50-50 coin flip. Some of you are going to be, this is a financial message. For the rest of you, this is a work enterprise message. Let's start with the financial. It's a card of financial growth, but with the Seven of Pentacles, unfortunately, in this deck, it's specifically saying that you're not getting the returns that you want. Perhaps you're not making the money you want, or there's money owed to you, or it's delayed or hung up. Basically, it's a slow growth financial vibe right here in the middle of October. So that the context of that is going to be key. But that is going to perpetuate probably through your October moving into November. So just keep in mind that the money may not be flowing the way that you want it to, and it's just not the time for that. It's really the time to plant and not to expect the growth. So just be patient with it. And they also want you to take great authority over it. So a lot of you may just be spending too much, or not doing enough saving. Maybe you can do better on the other end of that, or something like that. Now, let's talk about the work thing. The work thing, they say this your work corner really needs nurturing. And the two can also go together. Work and finances, for most people, are usually very tied together, intertwined. Now, for you, they're saying that you guys do a really good job here with your work corner. So they want you to continue doing that. It requires nurturing like a mother. We have the Queen of Wands here. So you're going to have to keep nurturing it. Don't procrastinate with work. Don't take time off extra or anything like that. Do what's required of you. It's going to require you, especially right now. Right now, it's going to require you to just kind of keep being motherly toward your work. Nurture it. Let it grow. Let your finances grow. It's all connected. So basically, they're saying a lot of you lack authority here. So it's weird because you do a good job nurturing it, but at the end of the day, you do a bad job of being the boss. So for a lot of you, they might want you to raise your ceiling here a little bit here and go for more. Don't just settle with where you're at. Don't get too complacent. The Angel Oracle card I pulled is compassion for you guys. It's basically says to soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So it's more than just you that's involved here. Regardless of this, if it's the financial or the work message, there's more than you involved here. Show compassion for everybody. Everybody has to deal with it, not just you. So whether it's you and employees along with you that are dealing with this at work, or whether it's you and your family dealing with the financial hangups there, basically soften your heart, be a little compassionate right now. It's a time for that. It's not the time to stir up and get emotional about things or anything like that. Let's just take it easy and relax right now for Gemini. So that's what we have there. Next up is Leo. Leo mid-month. Okay, the first thing they want to talk about for Leo is an inaction with money or finances. This can go both ways. I always like to give you both examples. If it's an inaction, they're saying right now, a lot of you are not doing a lot with your money right now. It's just kind of, you're just hanging around. Maybe you're saving or something like that. And that's okay. If you're spending and you're doing the opposite of that, the advice is really to cut it down and go back to the inaction. So what they want at the end of the day is an inaction with money or to slow the money down right now. So a lot of you have been just turned it up a little too turned up right now. We have the Wheel of Fortune card next, so that shows good luck. That's a very good thing to see. I look at the Wheel of Fortune card as a roller coaster of life. It's like when you're too far down, you're bound to go up. When you're too far up, you're bound to come back down. So right now, you guys are in an upswing right now with finances. They don't want you to blow it, essentially. They want you to do better things with this, or maybe it's going to be placed somewhere else in your future that's just not here yet. For whatever reason, they just wanted to talk about money right here in the middle of the month for Leo. So all good things there. I'll just heed the advice of that, and good luck is always a good thing to see. So take advantage of that and save it while you got it. So that's what we have for Leo. Next up, we have Aquarius, and we got to switch decks again. We are just flying through this thing. All right, so Aquarius, ritual cuts first. And here we go for Aquarius, middle of the month Aquarius. Extra card for Aquarius. Let's see why. For Aquarius, the first thing they want to talk about is a lot of you are moving into a very nice area here in the middle of the month. And I mean nice, calm waters, very easy on your emotions, on your mind, your mental health, emotional health, all these things. October, the middle of the month, is a really good time for this. For Aquarius, we have the star card coming in next, so a lot of this is fate-driven. This is less about your choices right now. You're kind of like going with the currents and the tides right now in your middle of October. Things are just kind of flowing. So it's very good for you to flow with it. Don't be too rigid against the change. Kind of go with it. You know, we do have sails and rudders and engines in our boats that are out there experiencing the currents and the tides, but in this situation, they gave me the star card that lets me know that it's really driven by spirit right now. It's really less about you and your choices at this moment. Next, we have a money message that's coming in later. I'm assuming that this is going to be pushing toward November. I don't know what this is specifically for you. It's going to be different for all the Aquariuses, but toward the end of October, we have some kind of monetary note coming in. So it's either like a bonus or, you know, somebody paying you back money that they owe you, or it could just be a message that you're going to receive a pay increase, or basically a correspondence is what we're looking for. Some kind of correspondence is coming through there. So long story short, it's just money message on a delay coming in later toward the end of October, early November, something like that. Time is fluid, so this can come in at different times for different Aquariuses. Next we have Scorpio. Scorpio is next. Scorpio, middle of the month. Lots of cards here for Scorpio. An interesting little setup here. The first thing they want to talk about is a woman. This is a woman that is closely attached to you. This is, yeah, you know, I was going to say this could be you if you're a female Scorpio tuning into this, but I feel that this is a female that is attached to you and less about you. Because if it was just you, they would just go to the next card instead of talk about a female here. So a lot of you are dealing with this female who is really bad about taking authority over her life. Her life is kind of like up in shambles right now, and a lot of you are... This is coming up because a lot of you Scorpios are going to be required to address this. You're going to have to either help her out or help her get things back on track or whatever it is for you. The last card we have here is the Hierophant card. So this is a card about taking care of your flock, just like a priest over his congregation. So we have doing things the right way also, in purity. So this is a good time, this middle of the month, to take care of other people for Scorpios. You're being called to do that quite a bit here. They did get specific by talking about just a female, but this... You might just want to extrapolate this message out a little bit. It's a good time for Scorpios to give. That karma is going to come back. Not that that's the reason why you should do it, so you get good return on it, but this person probably really needs it right now. So it's a good time to step up in that category for them. So that's what we have for Scorpio. That's what they wanted to talk about. Interesting message there. Next we have Pisces. Pisces, middle of the month. Big theme for Pisces. Let's see why. Oh, good things here. Okay, so Pisces, a lot of you have, we have the World card first. Completion. A lot of you have completed something or in a phase of your life of completing something. Things are getting wrapped up. We have the Death card, which is a brand new beginning, like clean slate here. So a lot of you are starting brand new, absolute new. There is the Four of Rods here, of Wands, excuse me. Some decks call it rods, coming in blocked. So there is an event that is not here yet, perhaps a celebration, a gathering of some sort, or just something worth celebrating that's not here yet. So maybe that the reward from whatever you completed is not here yet, but the completion is happening right now. Middle of the month, good time to wrap things up. Good time to start things new too. And I'm talking about energetic new, so like new to the cell level, like absolutely nothing left from the past. We have sensitivity. So Pisces, you're going to be very sensitive right here in the middle of the month. Just keep that in mind as you mitigate and you move through the month. You know, you're going to, if there's a sad movie on, like you're going to be crying your eyes out. You know, Pisces are always very sensitive to begin with, but this is even higher. This is extremely sensitive time for you guys. So honor your feelings and also honor others. So that's what we have for Pisces. And finally, we conclude with Libra. I hope all the Libras had a wonderful birthday. We're just about wrapped up with Libra season and the Libra birthdays. See, Libra middle of the month. What do we got? Okay, big themes for Libra. They've ended with pretty big themes here for all the signs. They probably saved the chattier group for last here. So let's see what we got. First thing that comes up is the Justice card inverted. This is returning karma to you that is just not your fault. It's something that you got to deal with because of other people. And a lot of times they're just very close to you. And that's why you got to deal with it, because you feel very closely to them and you are emotionally very tied into them. The Justice card can also be about legal agreements, pretty much anything you put your signature on, anything legal, court stuff, all that stuff, coming in blocked right now. So this could be something looming that's just not here yet, or it could be the karma definition that I gave you first. For most people, it's the karma one. We have the Lovers card, so a lot of you are attached to another person here, or another entity that's coming up here. Doesn't really give me specifics, but they want to make sure that you know I'm talking about two people here, or two things. It could be like you and your dog. I don't know, just an example. For most people, it's going to be you and a person that you're very close with and that you love. That's why it's called the Lovers card. It doesn't mean love a relationship, but it can. It certainly can. So they're talking about two people here in this karmic situation. We also have the Page of Swords. So there's going to be a message coming in that's very relevant for my Libras toward the end of October. This could go into November, but I really feel like it's going to hit in October. This is going to be probably last week. Probably like the last week is a good target date, I'd say. Now, this is going to be some kind of air correspondence, most likely. They represent that by the Page of Swords. Swords means air. So this is like an email, travels through the air. Text message, even a phone call, travels through the air. So something like that is going to be very relevant. That's going to come into you, and it's going to affect moving forward. Now, this may be, this may not be good news. This is probably going to be split. For the Libras, it's going to be half a good thing, half, here's a challenge again, right? So we have Breathe card here. That's what lets me know that it's not all just going to be rainbows and bubblegum here. We have Breathe, so they're saying to take deep breaths and, inhale and exhale. Basically just calm yourself. Things are going to be okay. You're going to get through this. This is not going to last forever. Basically, they want you to release old patterns right now. This is a good time to kind of like do some inner work and think about if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, think about why that is and what you can do to overcome it. That's really what this is about this middle of the month for my Libras. So that's going to wrap up all 12 of the signs. I do want to thank you for joining me. We're going to be doing a giveaway here on Facebook on the 20th, so I hope you all join that and like the page, and I will see you all soon.